This is gonna be the intro. We're talking horror movies. Alright.
What is that? That's the fucking Ken Ranch.
Let me see it. I need some. This is the shit.
No free promo though.
When you're out of mayo at Subway. What's up, co-ballers? Today,
Wait. I was eating the vape.
what's going on, co-ballers? It is your boy Tony Kovar back here, featuring my sister Katie.
Katie.
Yes.
Wait, so
Featuring my sister.
Katie.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can I make that less awkward?
What's going on, co-ballers?
Oh, wait, can I do it?
Yeah.
What's up, Koba? No. Wait, okay.
Go ahead, do the intro.
How do you, did it take you a while to get used to doing that?
Oh my god.
What's up, Koballer? Wait. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I can't. Like, I'm stuck. Okay.
What's going on, Kobalas? It is your boy Tony Kovar back here, featuring my sister
Katie.
And we are reviewing. We're gonna look at a list of the scariest movies of all time and review and judge them. Spoiler warning: you have been warned. My friend Stevie told me to look at Rotten Tomatoes top 10 list, so let's do it. Scariest movies of all time according to Rotten Tomato. Number 10, they put It. It's good, but it's like not that scary.
It's all right. I actually wouldn't consider it. Well, I wouldn't put it on any top 10 scary list.
Nah.
It was creepy. It was novelty.
It's like a good movie, you know, but it's not really like scary.
Yeah, I don't think it's very scary. It's dramatic. It's almost a drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It feels more of a drama than like a horror movie. Number 9, they put Insidious.
Oh, Insidious is a good one.
Good pick. That makes sense.
For anyone wait, hold on, I just became self-aware. For anyone around our age, I feel like it's a nostalgic thing. Insidious is good. The soundtrack, 10 out of 10. Don't watch the newest Insidious though. I feel like the 3 was good. Like those are the 3 layers that you needed.
Yeah.
And the one after that was so bad.
Right.
It was so bad.
I still haven't even seen that Red Door or whatever, Red Key or some shit.
You know, they actually have a haunted house, an Insidious themed haunted house. Somewhere in like Florida or some shit.
I could do that. Yeah, it's scary. Specifically that jump scare.
I remember that being so scary, and when I rewatched that,
not so much.
That's why I'm like, if you saw Insidious when you're younger, you get it. Like that was my favorite scary movie for a long time because it was also really smart, really well thought out. They were all planned.
Yeah.
But to anyone that hasn't seen it before,
yeah, they were very memorable when they came out. Everybody agreed that they were like good and holds to this date, but kind of aged a little bit, you know.
They have aged a little bit.
Still goated though.
The scariest part of Insidious was the baby monitor part for me. And she heard the guy like, "Give it to me" or something, and she went up there and there was a guy up there.
Was the jump scare when she's telling the story and there's like a flashback. You think there's gonna be a jump scare in there, but it's actually behind him. Thing. James Wan though.
It also just gives like it's an unsettling vibe, like kind of how Coraline is, where it's like even when it's no jump scares or anything like particularly like gory happening, they're in this like is ether the right word?
Yeah.
Like ether in between like limbo world when they're like walking around. Shit. It's so unsettling.
It feels like a bad trip.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Insidious is a good one.
Insidious is a good pick. That would make top 10 for me probably.
And I consider it a trilogy.
Number 8, they put Sinister.
Sinister's a good one. I think Sinister's still scary.
Things to say about Sinister.
Okay.
I think Sinister's good. I also think it's aged though. I remember the first time I watched Sinister, I thought it was so scary, especially that like just all the jumps, the lawnmower jump scare, and like has like creepy little like hand cam footage. All that stuff was really scary. Oh yeah, and the face turning in at you. But I've watched it a couple of times since then, and it has not hit the same at all. And I've been like incredibly bored watching it. Rewatching Sinister, I was bored multiple times.
I remember Sinister being like the biggest thing. I think I was in middle school, and I remember like the promo pictures for it with the girl dragging the blood or whatever. I remember it was like supposed to be like the scariest movie ever.
Yeah, even to this day, it's still people still claim it to be that.
And well, I don't know if this is like gonna ruin anything if it's gonna be on the list, but that and Paranormal, I think still are like still scary when I rewatch them. Like Insidious is not as scary anymore, but those are.
I hopped on Paranormal really late. I didn't see it till like several years ago, and that's why I didn't think much of it. But you gotta keep in mind that it came out. Like when it came out, and it was like one of the first times to do that idea. Like let's all make it security footage instead. And like now they have like 10 movies, and they just what was it? That movie was like only a couple $1,000s to make, and they like now it's it's paranormal.
I don't know if I've seen any past 3. I honestly don't remember any of the other ones except for the first one.
Brian's favorite, I think, is the 5th one, the marked ones. We've watched it a couple times. Anyway, number 7, they put the original Halloween at number 7.
Is that the one with the pumpkin head?
No, that's the OG Mike Myers Halloween.
This is Mike Myers. No, the killer dude from Halloween. Oh, you mean Jason? No.
Oh,
like, I'm gonna be honest, that movie's not scary, guys.
Yeah.
It came out in 78. So it's like you can't really judge it too hard, but it is like an icon. I think they just kind of put it on here because it's iconic. But in terms of scariness, no, Halloween's not that scary.
I feel like it's not exactly the same, but it's similar to Chucky in the way that it has the cult fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Like the theater was so live that we were at when we saw the newest one, but it wasn't. It was kind of silly. Weren't there like moments where it was like yeah, there's no way he's gonna survive that, and he walks out of like a flaming house or something. I don't remember. It was something like stupid, and everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But older people, like parents and whatnot, they think Halloween's terrifying. Like I know Mom says she's scared as hell of that movie. The scene where she's in the closet.
Well, they think a lot. Like The Exorcist was really scary to them, and so silly to me.
Yeah, right. What's one of the lines that she says?
It was something like sexual.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't it like, oh, come over here and fuck me, pretty boy, or something?
Yeah,
To the priest.
Stick your cock up her ass.
Number 6, they put The Ring. 2002's The Ring.
But that's another one that
Ring,
I feel like is.
I like The Ring. And when I first watched The Ring, remember that one jump scare where she's telling the story about the girl that died, and then it shows you an image of her dead body, and her like jaws all the way open. It's like, like plays a scary sound for a few seconds.
I saw her face.
That movie's good. I like The Ring. I've seen it multiple times. It's a good story. And yeah, I guess it's scary.
I appreciate the film, like that they were shown. Like I like that part of it. I think that was really well done. And it's yeah.
Even watching that tape alone, it was like scary, you know? Feel like you shouldn't be watching it. Feels like you are gonna die when you watch that tape.
Yeah.
And like I mean, Samara, damn near everybody knows that chick. You know, the Ring chick.
That's
with the hair and whatnot.
That's Dad's contact name in your phone with the picture too, right?
Samara. Because then when I watched the movie, he called me. And it said Samara with a picture.
Oh, did he change it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you just kept it?
Yeah,
that's funny.
He changed it, so I kept it like that ever since.
I didn't know. I thought you were just like, he's scary or something.
Number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974, the first one, the only good one.
Actually, I don't know if I've seen that.
It's good. I'm not gonna lie. It's an acquired taste though. It's kind of filmed like a documentary almost. That last act when it's just her in the house and they're at the dinner table scene, really cool freaking stuff.
Wait, do we have our own list, or are you just gonna go off Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm gonna go off Rotten Tomatoes. Should we be composing one too? I was gonna after we do a list, I was gonna have both of us say what we think our scariest movies are and just kind of riff off of it.
That's a good one.
Yep.
I haven't gotten time to think about them, so it'll be off the top of my head.
Right, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre is good. It makes no sense because you know how like every single sequel is bad, and there's like 10 or 11 of these at this point. I genuinely don't get how Leatherface like stuck to be one of those iconic not slashers, but like horror icons, because he has one good movie that came out in the 70s and every other one has sucked, and like they aren't a continuous story either in the franchise. It's like its own brand new story. Sometimes Leatherface even changes, like it's not the same Leatherface from the other movie, and I don't know, it's such a disconjointed franchise. Is that the word? It's such a disjointed. You got it. Commit to the bit.
Jarvis, spell check this guy.
Jarvis, remove his
foreskin.
God. Number 4, they put The Shining.
Wait. Okay. The Shining.
Right, number 4.
That's a good one. I think I watched it for the first time recently, and I was like,
really?
I can appreciate this for what it is, what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm
like thinking about
the opposite of a.
Whoa!
Hello.
There you go.
No.
You're doing your thing.
Edits the shit out of this.
The clock has never been to a fat farm.
A few of you fatties.
A few of you fatties.
Can you hold this for me? Never mind. Okay.
Jack Nicholson carries in this movie along with Shelley Duvall. Yeah, no, I like The Shining.
Who do you think you're telling that to for the first time?
Oh, I'm just fucking talking, motherfucker.
She died recently.
Who do you think you're talking to that doesn't already know that? Motherfucker. Alright, what's the scariest part from The Shining?
When he's chasing her?
When he's chasing her, yeah. You know, this is pretty scary. When he was kissing that naked lady in the bathroom, and then he looked in the mirror and it was like this old deteriorating like zombie woman instead.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Scary.
Remember that random scene where it's got the dude with like he's in a bear costume giving this old man head in like a random room. It's like a whole bunch of weird stuff happening, and then randomly it just cuts to a room and you see this bear pop up from this guy and this older man lean forward, and then it cuts to something else. I'm like,
honestly forgot about all that.
I'm like, that's random.
Kubrick might need some help.
Kubrick might need some help. Oh, have you heard that the Shining is what was it? Stanley Kubrick's like admitting that he filmed the moon landing, that he faked the moon landing. There's a lot of similarities in there. I feel like it's a bit of a stretch for a theory, but it's pretty interesting. Like the kid, he's wearing a t-shirt with like a rocket on it, and well, there's a whole bunch of I don't remember anything off the top of my head, but there's a whole bunch of similarities from the actual moon landing that everyone was fake, and this movie they think that he filmed it. Interesting theory.
And how did he admit it? What were the similarities?
Should I just look? Apollo 11. Look at this sweater. That was the Apollo that went
You
up.
think that was him being like, guys?
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is like Jamie. Pull that up. Joe Rogan.
What's Joe Rogan's ring?
What's his
Have
dream?
you seen that? What's Joe Rogan's dream? And he said, I don't remember what his actual name was, but it was like this interviewer got him mixed up with, thought somebody she was interviewing was Joe Rogan. It was some other dude.
Oh, really?
Jarvis, pull up the video. Are you actually going to put the video in?
Sure.
What's Joe Rogan's dream?
What's Joe Rogan's dream?
What's Joe Rogan's dream?
Joe Rogan, Dana White. What's Dana White's dream?
Did you just think I was Joe Rogan?
I totally did.
She just called me fucking Joe Rogan.
Ooh, number 3, they put The Conjuring. The Conjuring's good. The Conjuring's scary. You know what the scariest scene from The Conjuring is? When she's in the basement with all the lights off and she's at the stairs and the door shuts behind her and she's lighting matches. She's like, and it goes out again and she lights it and it goes out again and she lights it again and then the hands appear and because they were playing that clapping game earlier.
Oh, isn't this the one with Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Yeah, it is.
They get dumber as they go.
Yeah, they do.
It turns into an action movie a little bit.
Yeah, it does. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And the ending of The Conjuring was basically just like every other Exorcist movie where they're trying to get the devil out of the person that's going crazy, you know?
Yeah, but you know, it's actually based off a true story.
Yeah, that is interesting. And what else was scary about The Conjuring?
I guess, is The Exorcist based off a true story?
I don't know. Yes, The Exorcist is loosely based on a real-life exorcism of a 14-year-old boy in 1949.
Oh,
scary.
Come here and let me suck your cock, pretty boy.
That's
what it was.
Is that the one from there?
I think so.
Okay, it makes sense.
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?
You know what scene was scary and sinister? I think it was like the opening of the movie where it's like a tree and then it's like 4 kids with bags over their heads and they all start hanging from the tree. I don't know why that visual was pretty creepy.
It's scary because it's like when you combine things like, okay, the whole thing with Coraline, it's scary and it's unsettling even though it's a kids movie because it's like most of the audience are like kids. You're watching it as a kid and you're supposed to be able to trust like your parents. So when it's like when you lose your parents in the grocery store or whatever, that's super unsettling because they're your anchor to like safety.
Right.
It's like similar feeling of like losing your parents in a grocery store where you're out in the real world and you're like vulnerable when people that are supposed to be your parents are okay. I'm literally bros on a nothing.
No, you got it.
These are people that you trust. Your parents are so much bigger to you when you're a kid. They're like more of your world. So when these people are deceiving you, it's really unsettling. So it like pulls different strings for you as like a kid and then you grow up with it. There's something about it that's like fucked up, you know, on that level. And so I feel like with Sinister and with The Conjuring, it's a similar thing of like the whole family out on a tree, like being hung or whatever. It's a home video, you know, it's like, and it's during the day too, right? So it's like,
night. Or maybe
I think it was during the day,
remember.
but I don't know. Jarvis, pull up the video.
Jarvis.
Either way, that's what's unsettling about it. And with Sinister, they're all having like a sleepover or something, right? And it's
oh
like,
my God.
You've had sleepovers with your friends where your parents are like kind of chaperoning or whatever. So it's like you can put yourself in that situation. And you can also put yourself in that situation when you were a kid and you know that your parents were
daytime.
It was daytime. Yeah, it's fucked up. Anyway, so
Right.
yeah.
That is interesting. That's why Coraline fucked me up so bad. Like, I even grew up thinking that movie was like still scary.
And it's also something about, it doesn't have to do with Sinister or The Conjuring, but with Coraline and with Insidious, it's this like liminal space.
Mm.
There's something scary about that too, like being in that, the world being like, this is small world or something. Remember, she's like walking around and it's like not real.
God, yeah.
Something scary about that. And then also that closet space that they were in.
The closet space.
You remember when she got thrown into that closet with those ghost kids?
Oh my God.
Something about that was really fucked up. And I don't know, there's a couple factors that make it, why is this surface seeming thing like so creepy, even though it's a kids movie.
You know what movie's creepy unintentionally is James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, it is creepy.
You know, we should do a segment sometime talking about fever movie dreams.
That'd be so good. That's so good.
Yeah, I don't know, like James and the Giant Peach. I don't like its animation style. It's fucking so unsettling.
Because it's real. It's claymation, you know?
I remember when that fucking cricket guy is like stomping in the peach and it's like making like mash or whatever. I was like,
and you don't really trust anyone.
Oh,
actually.
No, you don't. Everyone's so deceiving. Remember that cloud dinosaur at the end?
Nemo. Not Finding Nemo.
Oh,
Nemo.
where he's in the bed and it's like flying.
That one was that was scary to me.
Yeah, definitely.
There was like this black cloud thing. I don't remember. We should watch that and then we should talk about it. We should do like fever dream research.
I was gonna say the Oz or the Grinch is kind of fever dreaming. Remember with Michael Jackson?
The one
it
was like Wizard of Oz, but like with black people, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the majority of the cast.
Where is it?
Oh, that was good.
Get on down the road.
Get on down the road.
That was their Follow the Yellow
Michael
Brick
Jackson
Road
was in
song.
that?
He was the Scarecrow.
That's wild.
Isn't it?
Dexter, you wanna make a feature? Come here. Oh, we're so lucky. Look at this Dexter. He gonna make the vlog.
So I'm gonna cut Dexter out.
No, you're not. Remember that from Scary Movie where the hat keeps getting bigger? The sheriff's hat keeps getting bigger?
Oh, yeah, by the end of it, it's like...
It was like huge.
Yeah, I forgot it. That was really subtle.
I've seen someone do that for a Halloween costume.
How?
Where they'll like come to the party with a hat. Either just dressed like a ranger, you know? And then like just during the party, they keep switching out into bigger hats. Like 5 hat changes throughout like a couple hours. I think that's so fucking funny.
Number 2, they put Hereditary.
Oh, I'm really curious to know what number 1 is because I think Hereditary is probably number 1.
Yeah, honestly, it's really good.
I mean, like really good, but then I'm also like, we're on the scary scale, right?
Yeah, like on a scary scale, that movie's really scary. Like every time after I watch that movie, I'm kind of uneasy.
It makes me unsettled
because remember that, especially that scene where not even like one of the most effective scares in the movie, but it was where Peter's in his room and it's like nighttime and he sees stuff that looks like Charlie, but it's just like other shit in his room. Remember, like her head falls off and it turns out just being like a basketball. Or
the use of lighting was so good because it's literally like when you're looking in your room and you're like, what is that? Like it was the perfect faintest silhouette of something. Like I think when she saw her mom
and she turned the lights off and just saw.
You gave me goosebumps now just thinking about it. Her being like
in the corner.
It's the faintest, like I don't know what that's called, but whoever is in charge of that job, the coloring or the lighting, whatever, like whoever did that, like did a good fucking job.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's one of the main takeaways from the movie for me is incredible use of lighting.
Oh my god, and Toni Collette's acting alone scares me.
Oh, her up in the corner as well. That's one of the scariest.
I was gonna mention that one when she's up in the corner and Peter doesn't notice her yet. Oh my god.
It has a good soundtrack too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was really scary, that scene where she's trying to summon Charlie with Peter and her husband, and then Charlie's speaking through Annie, and she's like crying, but it's like, I don't know, that scene was really unsettling too.
Yeah, that was scary. I also think just like, okay, so we had talked about this over Snapchat in the group message or whatever, but because when Erica saw it for the first time recently, she was like, oh, it was good. It's just like so many movies have that like devil worshipping ending.
Right.
And I was like, so this came out in 2018. Like, I understand you feel like that, but this wasn't super overused by then. And also, 2019, what the fuck ever. I think you might be wrong about that.
Yeah, I'll fact check you. It says 2018.
Whoa, that feels good. Okay, I literally remember I was watching it in theater, so I would know it was 2018.
I saw it on a road trip.
So another thing is it's not just like your devil worshipping ending. Mm-hmm. This is like a pagan adaptation of evil. And something I found really scary about it was like when she's flipping through the like books or whatever and she sees one of the like kings of hell and he's like standing on this pile of like gold, and like I could just imagine that being like a spiritual place that they actually go to, this cult that they're worshiping. Like, he's gonna become one of the 7 kings of hell. Like I can picture and they didn't even need to like show it just because of how well they set up the movie and set up like the storyline. I could picture that place that he ends up going to, and it's so scary to me because I just imagine that picture from the book, that like drawing of him on that pile of gold, like looking fucking crazy with a crown on. I could just imagine, I don't know, I could imagine it set it up so that I could imagine how scary that would be without even showing that that's where they end up going or what he ends up becoming, you know?
Also, everyone's first time watching the movie, everyone was kind of expecting that girl to be like the main threat of the movie or the scary part of the movie. And then when she fucking gets her head cut off, which is probably the best part of the movie, averted expectations.
Plot aversion.
Number 1, they put The Exorcist.
Oh, okay, so this was made by a millennial. Or no, by a Gen Z.
It's made by Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I know, and Rotten Tomatoes is probably like 80% Gen Z.
They made this on...
The Exorcist, really?
They made this on October 15th, 2024.
Isn't The Exorcist like a 3-hour movie?
I forget. 2 hours.
Just 2? Oh, in 1 minute?
In 1 minute.
Oh, speaking of which, do you know where my hat is?
Yo, who took your hat?
Oh, who took my hat?
Oh, you know the best part of The Exorcist is the music, that song. It's like... Dun, 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 dun. Wait, let me just play it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It sounds like the Gremlins or some shit.
As a song, it's
Wait,
good.
can you keep playing it?
You are The Exorcist. What else about The Exorcist? I mean, I feel like everyone always puts The Exorcist on number 1. I've noticed it's always, if you Google what's the scariest movie of all time, it says The Exorcist. I think it's just because of the impact that this movie had when it came out. The rumors and the claims saying that, like, you know, it was literally haunted. Like when they were filming this, like multiple sets caught on fire out of nowhere. People died. Theaters caught on fire. Like a lot of stuff for this, and how jarring The Exorcist was when it came out. I bet like no one at the time would have ever expected to see a little girl herself with the crucifix, you know what I mean? Like it's just so like, yeah, and like just the way she talks.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
It's like, you know, it's jarring. Oh, and because everyone's already scared of the devil and that stuff.
Oh, there's a word for that. Satanic panic.
If you've ever watched The First Omen, they explain about that a lot.
Oculus. Let's talk
Oculus. Let's talk Ock. Doc Ock talks about the Oculus.
Okay, Eminem. Doc Ock, and I put it in a sock. It's spaghetti. That movie was fucking crazy.
Oculus is good.
It's so good because it's similar to 1408, which also should be on that list. It's similar to that in the sense that, like, as soon as they stepped in that house, they were done. There was no way they could have walked out of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because he said, you know, it's like a time thing. Like, it messes with your head. I don't think that they did a lot of the things that they thought that they did, just like in 1408, how he was like, it seemed like, oh, he's lasted like a whole day and then he gets out and whatever, but really it all took place in under like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
that's
right.
What's one of the genius things about Oculus. I'm like, they never were gonna be able to leave that house. Like he had whatever that demon, I don't remember whatever it was, the spirit like had control over their mind and their perception of time.
There's also something so ominous about not being able to see the threat, just knowing it's like this mirror is making you do things, and having it be this invisible threat almost is really cool.
It's because that's often like a way to ruin like, how do you go about showing the scary thing and having that be scarier than the idea of the scary thing?
Yeah, it's often said, like, if you show the monster too many times or too early, then you're gonna lose your audience.
Yeah, and so that's a good way to get around it in Oculus, is like, oh, it's this that you can't see, and it's just like the actual threat of it that's scarier.
Yeah, Oculus is that's a psychological horror?
I would say the scary, okay, you know what I've noticed is in a lot of horror movies, when they have monsters, they make them these, like, especially alien movies, they make them these like sleek, athletic, like they look cool. You know, they can't look cool, they have to be fucked up, and they have to be a little bit humanoid too. So aliens. I think that the scariest like monster reveals are when they're practical effects, like in Smile 1 and 2, because it looks like this huge person with really weird proportions, and there's something like really creepy about the fact that it's real. Like you can tell the difference between practical and what are they called? Digital effects. They also do like a bug thing with monsters. Like sometimes they make them look like spiders or some kind of like thing with like legs, and like it's like a weapon, and I'm like, it has to be humanoid. That's the scariest thing that you can make it.
Do you remember that scene in Oculus when the mom who's like being possessed by the mirror is like chasing after her kids and running them up up the stairs, and she's like possessed,
Oh,
so
that's
she's
so
like
scary.
really creepily moving towards them and everything, and that was pretty effective too.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever seen Z?
No.
Okay,
have
I'm gonna
I?
get cooked for this one. Z was so scary to me. Just don't watch the last 30 minutes, okay? Because that's when it gets stupid. Is that
Z?
so hard?
What is Z
Z
about?
is so scary, and it should have ended when it was on top. It was so scary. It was like there were just parts of it that were so scary. Okay, because they actually did have reveals. Can I just pull it up? Because
I
I
got my
think,
laptop here.
but I just want to show you because they do show the monster in like tasteful increments.
Yeah. Did you ever see Skinamarink when it came out?
I did never see it.
What's interesting about Skinamarink was genuinely like when I was watching it for my first time and I put it on.
I didn't find the one scene, but you might have seen this. I think that
Is this
I
the movie you're
saw
talking
that-
about?
I saw this on like TikTok or something, and that's what made me want to watch it.
I hate bathtubs. Nothing's happening. I'm scared as hell. Oh my god. What's gonna come out of the fucking tub? Oh, you know what, Katie? I have
familiar with this
seen
scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not even like that. There's like okay, like I remember when I first saw it, I was like, you know, like obviously looking back at it, it's not as scary, but that is not like the monster. Like it shows it in different, you know, whenever monsters are like shape shifting in a sense, where it's like it just shows you really scary things that would be scary for the appropriate
yeah,
scenes.
right.
So there's like another scene where you see it, and it's like this giant thing. Okay, they're like in this play pen, like you know, like in McDonald's or something, like the play pens, like where you are crawling through the tubes, and this kid's like, that's the one that I was trying to look for, but they didn't show it. And he's like, mom, and she's like, hi, and she's waving, you know, looking at him through this like
you're
thingy,
right.
and he starts crawling away, and you see this giant like beast like crawling behind him really fast. When me and Jake saw it, we were like, it was like so scary.
And
oh my
putting
god.
it in a playpen too is really
and the mom's like,
unsettling.
oh my god. She's like trying to get him to come out of there or whatever. Oh my god, that was a good one. But
I've seen that too, actually.
so he recommended that to Jake. Recommended that to his parents to watch, and and his parents just texted him after, and they were like, what did we do? Like, did we do something to offend you? Or like they're like joking, like, why would you make us watch that kind of thing? It was good up until the end, and it just got really stupid. But otherwise, I would recommend Z. It had at least like 4 crazy scary parts that are like top scary scenes in movies for me.
Me too.
But
even just the sound, that right there is scary because you're just picturing what the hell just got in the tub with her, and then it's the reveal, and then they don't let it linger for too long.
Yeah, I do think that it was a little long.
Yeah.
If they trimmed it just a little bit, where she's like, and that was it, like seeing her go.
Right. Barbarian's really scary.
It's scary, but it's also good for other reasons.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite horror movies, but it's not like
It's
necessarily
not
scary.
super scary. Are we gonna talk about it?
Oh, I wanted to talk about Skinamarink. When I first saw it, genuinely, like throughout the entire movie, I was very scared watching it. I had turned all my lights off. I saw it on my laptop. I was in my room because it's one of those. It's not like a found footage movie, but it's all on like a camera, following these 2 kids.
A movie that's all on a camera. Yeah, where it's like a camera like set on the ground or something. Like it's not like a traditional like following you around. It's like one camera.
Yeah,
almost like you're in the room with them or watching a found footage.
Uh-huh.
Was that you telling me to wrap it up?
No.
No.
It was about these 2 kids that like they suddenly they don't know where their parents went, and all the windows and doors in the house disappear, and there's like this entity kind of telling them what to do, and the whole movie's really eerie and scary, and all these shots linger, and you swear something's gonna jump out at you the whole time, and the movie just fucking ended, and it was like so disappointing, and I was like really scared
about that. A lot of people were like, a movie fucking sucked, whatever. And then people were responding to them like, y'all just want jump scares and whatever. Which, first of all, I'm like, we're not gonna get into it. But like, I think it was film bros that were like, I like something everyone else doesn't like. But I was kind of like, I'll hear them out.
Yeah.
And I never watched it, but I think it's one of those things that's like, okay, you know how I didn't like long legs? Don't toast me. This guy likes fucking long legs.
It's really good.
You know how I didn't like long legs, and you're like, yeah, but weren't you scared the whole time? Isn't that kind of the point of Skinamarink? Like, oh, weren't you scared the whole time, even though it was kind of dumb at the end? Or
you know what I have to say about long legs? Well, what's your main complaint about long legs? That was stupid.
Let me in now, and it can be nice. What is it?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Let me in now, and it can be nice.
Daddy, I'm my baby.
I saw Nicolas Cage the whole time. But... There she is, the almost birthday girl.
There she is, the almost birthday girl.
I don't know. Okay, it was really sped up at the end. And then it was one of those, like, oh, another devil thing, you know?
Well, because here's what I've heard everybody say, like, oh, it's another movie about the devil, yada yada. There are so many movies already about the devil, yeah, but how many of them are actually good? Not a lot. Long Legs is a good movie about the devil. Like, every movie wants to use the devil for their scapegoat, be like this, oh, it's about this and that, and that's why it sucks. But Long Legs was like, it was intentional. Like, they you know what I mean? It was a good movie about the devil. It wasn't necessarily like,
it was,
oh, it's about the devil. It's like every other one. No, it was good.
It was good. It was getting somewhere. And then it was like, they were like, oh shit, we only have like 20 minutes left, so we gotta just wrap it up. I was like annoyed by the wrap up.
How did you think it would have ended differently? I was like, okay, so like she was trying to kill that doll, but then she ran out of bullets and she killed everyone else, and then the camera, and then it just cut and it ended. Like, how else would it have ended? What would you have wanted to see her shoot the doll? It's not like she could have killed the devil.
No, the whole part where they started explaining the thing about like this Nicolas Cage guy and then her mom being in on it. And I just felt like the pacing through the rest of the movie was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just started speeding up and I was finding out too much too soon.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if it was like a 3-hour movie and they fleshed everything out better.
You would have wanted to see 3 hours of that?
Yeah, if it was good.
You hear people say 3 hours is the new 2 hours?
Yep.
I'm all like, can it not be? Can we not? I don't like that.
Can it not be? Hey.
Where's my hat?
Where's my hat?
I'm gonna cut that out now. Well, go Ballers. I'm gonna wrap it up there.
That's it?
We want to continue.
Don't we have
We've
any
been
more?
recording for over an hour, and I have work tomorrow morning. I want to talk about more, but yes, we're gonna wrap it up here. You know what, guys? Part 2 coming because we got a lot more to say. Let us know in the comments what y'all want to see next. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Nope.